Is that hard to do, bruh? I'm gonna tell you this right now. It is. It is hard. It's not. It's not easy. But nobody said walking this Christian life is easy. Nobody said on a daily basis that we're supposed to be comfortable because we have a serious adversary that's always trying to attack us. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Transitional Clay. Again, my name is Barry Harper. So, last time we were talking about David, and we were discussing how he's a man after God's own heart. We talked about the slingshot and how he tore up Goliath, popped Goliath right in the head. Sometimes we think about David, it's like, oh, we've heard that so many times. And that's true. Growing up in the church as a young child, I heard a lot of lessons about David in my Sunday schools, and my Sunday school teachers. But recently in my personal devotions, I've been seeking Christ in a way to where I've asked God, Lord, show me examples in the Bible where I can carry what I would like to call champion DNA daily, to where I can have victories like David did wherever I go. Now, that's not to say that I'm going to fail. I'm not going to fail. Some of those failures are needed to understand, perseverance, to understand and have a heart that fights for Christ. And not everything is always easy, right? And so I'm not saying that I'm going to be, successful on the first try in everything I do, but the perseverance is what I'm seeking. You may have that same challenge. I know I have it even right now. To be full transparent with you, I talked about, when I was working out and I just wanted to give up after 2 sets because I was hurting. It was painful. And I felt like the Holy Spirit was revealing to me right at that moment, I'm with you. We can do this together. I'm with you. I'm gonna give you strength. Why is that? I feel like the Holy Spirit revealed to me right at that moment, the power and authority that God has is in me to be able to speak over my situation right then and there. So it's just a matter of building that, for lack of a better phrase, muscle memory to go to Christ when those times where I feel weak, right? This is a lesson here regarding champion DNA in David, where I just started reading about this on how he dealt with the situation in 2 Samuel chapter 10, where Hanun, the king at the time of the Ammonites, his father had passed away. And David remembered the kindness that his father showed him. So he was trying to show Hanun, the king at that time, the same kindness. You know how it is, man. When we try to, a lot of times where there's somebody that's hurting, we hold a position of authority. Even if we don't hold a position of authority, we may have a heart of Christ or have kindness in our heart that we want to show to somebody. Well, in this case, Hanun's advisors, because Hanun was the king again, the Ammonites, his advisors were putting these little words in his ears about, hey, I'm not sure what you're thinking, bruh, but do you really think King David is trying to be kind to us right now? So that question was generated because David sent a delegation to Hanun and the Ammonites to just show, like I said, show kindness. When we're in our circle of influences and, and something wrong happens, or somebody may lose their loved one, or they may lose their job or something like that, or anything that's unfortunate. There are times when we have, it doesn't have to be a friend, but a coworker or something like that. You're thinking that, that your kindness is is motivated by greed or something like that. Maybe you guys are going for the same promotion and something unfortunate happens to that person. That person may think, okay, well, he's not being nice to me because of me or because of who he is. He's just trying to get this promotion. Similar to what's going on here, 2 Samuel chapter 10, where David is sending his delegation to Hannah to just show kindness, man. This is a powerful king, heart of God, and his advisors is chirping in his ear, bruh. This dude don't want to show you kindness. He wants your land. He wants your land. He wants all your goods, all your goods. He wants to take over. And so Hannah listens. And that's some of the problems with not being in the Word or not being in the communing with the Holy Spirit. When I say communicating or spending time in prayer, to have a discerning spirit about what somebody else is trying to communicate to you or their intentions, right? We may not always know that, but the Holy Spirit is what we call the teacher. It's taught me a lot. I'm still learning from the Holy Spirit. I'm not there yet, but let me tell you something. I am building the muscle memory to go to the Holy Spirit in circumstances where I'm unsure of a person's intentions, right? So this is a moment where David or Hannon has a choice. He can say, you know what, you guys are my advisors. I'm the king. You're the advisors to the king. I'm going to disagree with you this time because David is a powerful king. He's accumulated powerful victories. But Hannon chose the other way. He chose to listen to his advisors. And maybe it was justifiably so. But this is one of the deficiencies that you may have when you're not communing or communicating with the Holy Spirit to get the spiritual discernment of someone's intentions. So this is what Hannon chose to do. And this is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. He chose to take those men of the delegation that David sent, cut their beards in half. And then he cut their tunics at the buttocks, bro. So they got cheeks wide open. How disgraceful would this have been back in that day? These are people. This is Israel, bro. They have standard. They have so many protocols, about how you should look, how men should be. There's standards. And Hannon he just disrespected them. He cut him at the heart, man. And what does David do? He could have been so mad. David could have been like, dog, you did not just cut my dude's beards. First of all, that's a sign of like strength or, and it means something in the Israel culture. And then they got cheeks out, bro. They got cheeks out. You're going to do this to my people? All I did was try to love you, show you love, right? So this is something where David could have easily, with his power, just been like, you're done, bro. I'm going to send my army. Matter of fact, I'm coming and we're going to cut you. I got my, sword. And as a backup, I got my slingshot, bruh. So you done. He didn't do that. David didn't do that. What he basically said was, okay, I see how it is. I'm going to tell my delegation, the men of my delegation, just stay in the city until your beards go back. And to show spiritual maturity, David, what I believe is David was really processing what really happened there. So instead of getting mad, David just processed that information. Sometimes when we get attacked, our first motive, our first fleshly desire, at least for me, is to be like, dude, you disrespected me. I'm going to just lash out right now. I got to correct it right now so I can feel better, so I can look better in front of others. But the example in 2 Samuel chapter 10 in the first few verses, David is like, okay, I don't care what this looks like because I know God is with me. I don't care what other people think about what just happened as far as being disrespected, me being disrespected, because I know God is with me. When we put our trust, or at least when the times that God has elevated me to a spiritual maturity to put my trust in Him, the sensation of wanting to justify myself typically is relieved or removed so that I can focus on Him because my trust is in God. Is that hard to do, bruh? I'm gonna tell you this right now. It is. It is hard. It's not easy. But nobody said walking this Christian life is easy. Nobody said on a daily basis that we're supposed to be comfortable because we have a serious adversary that's always trying to attack us. So David chose champion DNA of kindness. And then when he was disrespected, okay, let me take my time and focus and just focus on my people. Just stay in the city, let your beards grow back, and then come back to me. And that's what it's all about, man. It's not to just lash out, not to just throw ourselves uh, in front of the limelight to just retaliate or create a situation where we are justified by getting revenge, because that's what our flesh wants. But the spirit wants us to be pleasing in God's sight. And sometimes that takes a moment where we step back and focus on Christ first to see what Christ wants to do in that situation. And we're going to find out how Christ handles that situation through David in the next episode. Thank you for being here today. Love you guys.